Okay, in this video I'm going to be talking about the priesthood or religious life and if all men should discern it or at least be open to it. Let's go. That's the train. It goes by like 5 times a day. Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Jerome. I'm a young Catholic. I believe that living for God is the greatest adventure. And this channel is all about becoming more fully alive. So consider subscribing if you'd like to join the community of people who are seeking the truth and trying to become who they are created to be. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, or more than a couple weeks ago, a little while back, like maybe a couple months ago, I went to a come and see at the seminary, and we kind of made it a guys trip with 5 of the guys. It was a ton of fun. Oh my goodness, going off to the seminary today.
Oh yeah.
Going to become a priest.
Just dress clothes. I should bring a collar. Come back with a white collar.
Okay, we're on our way to the Sam. We just got here. I'm just checking out. They were showing us the rooms. This is a sweet setup. Look at this desk and all these bookshelves. Like, oh man, your own couch.
You see this bathroom, bro?
I know. And the bookshelves though, the desk, these couches.
It's absurd. So much. You don't have to fight over clothes hanger space ever again.
Our come and see at the seminary was pretty special. We really bonded as guys and had an amazing time. In the morning, I got up and went on a run. Still had lots of time for reflection, journaling, and prayer. The facility was pretty amazing. It was so beautiful, the chapel with all the stained glass windows. The food was amazing, and not to mention the workout gym. But the best part was just talking to all the priests and hearing what they had to say, learning from them, and talking to all the seminarians and the come and seers, and just making new friends. Okay, well, we just had Sunday Mass and packing up our stuff now. Wow, what a beautiful weekend. My favorite part has been connecting with all the guys and having discussions with all the seminarians, even the other come and seers, to see where they are at in their relationship with the Lord and in their journey to in discernment. So I'm learning a lot from just talking to the other guys. An important step when it comes to discernment is just talking about it with others, hearing their stories and what they went through, and also just seeing them as models who you can kind of follow after because they're doing their best to imitate Christ. It's important to remember that discernment's not just about just thinking, meditating, or contemplating, or just trying to see, but actually taking steps and to see, to doing things to see what God is calling you to. This place, you can definitely tell it's totally just set up for amazing space for growth and to be able to deepen your relationship with the Lord. I encourage you to come and see someday, or just get more data when it comes to discernment. Don't be afraid to take steps into moving towards things you're feeling called to, or just to see if you are called to it, to ask those questions. Like, am I called to be a priest? Am I called to marriage? Or what am I called to do now in this moment? Just the duty of the moment. Here we go, just left the Sam. Okay, when I first got to the seminary, I noticed I had a little bit of fear inside of me, but I was like, oh, I shouldn't be afraid. I was just I was thinking, what if God called me to this place? I mean, it's super cool, but what if, it was just a little bit scared of that. On the second day, on the Saturday, during Mass, I had a pretty amazing moment. I encountered God in a neat way. Yeah, thanks, Annie. Amen. Okay, anyways, on the Saturday during Mass, I had quite the moment. I encountered God in a neat way. It was just, when I heard him saying, if I called you to be a priest, would you say yes? And I hesitated. I said yes, but I was like, ugh. And having that hesitation, I was convicted in that. And during that Mass, the Lord is bringing up different memories and different blessings and blessings from my childhood that I'm super grateful for, and just thinking about how the Lord gives himself to me in every single moment of the day, especially during the Mass, and I still hesitated to give him my all. So I was convicted in that, and I realized that I had to just let go of everything. I was still grasping. I didn't even realize really though, because even if you're holding on to something just the tiniest little bit, it's still the same as holding on to something a lot, because you're still not free. You're still not letting go of everything, giving it all to God. I had certain desires that I was holding on to of the future that I wanted, and if God did call me to be a priest, it would mean letting go of those things. I was reminded and remind myself that if God did call me to be a priest, it would be my greatest joy. So once I was able to just kind of let go and give it all to God, it was so freeing, because it was like, if God does call me a priest, yes, of course, Lord, I'll be a priest. That'd be amazing, because it's a special call. And just believing and being grounded in that truth that the Lord loves me, He knows what's best for me, and He wants what's best for me, and He'll provide for me in any way. And that also means He'll provide for my happiness. He'll provide for satisfying me in life. So it's leading towards that just greater trust in God, that what He has planned for me is going to be the thing that brings me the most joy. So why should I ever be afraid of anything like that? And that comes into play with marriage as well. If God does call me to get married, then yeah, I'll get married. If God calls me to be a priest, then yes, I'll be a priest. It's whatever God calls me to, and it's more of just a trust in the Lord that whatever He has planned is going to be good. Once I was more open to the priesthood and kind of brought it to that level of my desires for the future, or my desires to be in a relationship with someone, and brought it up to the same level where I could be like, yeah, I'll do either one for the Lord, and it's whatever the Lord's will is what I want. So it's more of just a thy will be done, instead of, oh, this would be better than this and this would be better. It's not to say that I don't have a desire to be in a relationship with somebody anymore, or that I desire marriage any less. It's just that I'm not attached to those desires anymore, and realizing that they're there, but not grasping to them and trying to take control and make them happen. Instead, it's just a letting go, and it's a freeing thing of just whatever the Lord wills is what I want, and what I believe will be the best thing for my life. It's getting a little chilly. Let's start heading back. Guys, ever since I've been able to kind of let go and be living in this freedom, it's just the best. Like, I didn't really realize, it's not to say before I wasn't living free, but I just didn't realize there was this other level of freedom in just having this greater trust in God, and just this thy will be done, and trusting that whatever He has planned is good. Now that I've lived in this freedom and experienced this freedom, I know when I'm not living in the freedom. So throughout the day and throughout just the weeks, I can try and trace back of, okay, when am I not living in freedom, and what got me out of that? How can I enter back into this freedom? What did I grasp to, or what am I trying to control in a sense? And then practicing that constant letting go and trust in God. Okay, so do I think all men should discern the priesthood? Yes, of course. I think it is an important thing for all men to be open to the priesthood. And you won't be able to experience that freedom until you take some steps and just saying, Lord, I'm open. If you do call me, I'll do it. And if you call me to marriage, I'll do it. It's just having that freedom to be not attached to certain views of the future you have, or certain desires you have. It's not to say it's a bad thing to have those desires, because those are good desires that we have, and we can ask God to purify them, and God puts those desires on our heart for a reason. So still have them, but don't be attached to them and try grasping towards them, because that's when you'll be lacking peace and won't be able to live in freedom. So don't be afraid if you think you're being called to the priesthood, or if you are thinking it's a possibility for your life. It can be a scary thought at times because of all the sacrifices, but realize if God does call you to be a priest, it would be the thing that makes you the most happy, and you'll be able to do the greatest work you can do for building the kingdom of God. So yes, it can be scary at times, but you gotta just trust. Don't be afraid to take steps towards that. Going to the seminary for me allowed me to experience a whole new level of freedom, because it was just even towards myself, taking steps and action, being like, yes, Lord, I'm open to whatever you desire for me. Realize the priesthood is a gift. And it's a special call. And if you are called to be a priest, I don't think you're gonna be able to run away from that. I know for me, if the Lord is calling me to be a priest, I would not be able to do something else and still experience peace, because it'd be on my heart. Right now, I'm completely free. Like, I'm open. If God calls me to marriage, and I see myself being married, and I see myself also being a priest, either one. So it's exciting. I'm excited to see what the Lord does with my life and with the lives of my friends and everybody, because vocation's a pretty cool thing. Oh man. Woo! Oh, it is chilly out there. Another thing I want to mention is, for other people, don't pressure young men into becoming priests, or thinking that they have to be a priest because they would be a good priest. Realize God will take care of that and put the call on their heart. It's okay to do things that'll foster vocations and stuff, but don't be too pushy about it because it can sometimes cloud the discernment process. The other thing is be open to marriage as well. This is you need to discern both. It's not just discerning one. Both are incredible vocations, and God may be calling you to either one of them. Realize that. As young men, realize that the priesthood is a super cool calling and an amazing gift if you are called to it. Inspire yourselves by watching videos of other cool priests. I love listening to Father Mike, and he has had a huge impact on my life. If you want, he just put out a video of a talk he did on the priesthood, and he gave it to all the seminarians there who were at, I don't even know what it was, but it's a neat talk on evangelization and the priesthood that he gave to all the seminarians at the seminary. Okay, well that was fun. It was good to get out, especially being inside so much during these times. I'm freezing cold now. I'm gonna make a tea, sit down, maybe read a book, maybe go listen to more of that talk I just mentioned.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me?
As you watch me make my tea, I wanted to ask you if this channel or this video has helped you in any way, if you could please share it with one of your friends. It'll help the channel grow and get the message out there. Thanks so much. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Remember, living for God is the greatest adventure. Continue to seek the truth, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.